Hi everybody, I'm Sue Mann. I thought I'd just shoot a quick video to show you how to speed up the sewing using some production sewing techniques for the masks that we're sewing. So firstly, I just have the stack of masks that I'm going to be working on. These don't have anything done to them, they're just cut out. I have the two pieces of fabric that I'm going to be sewing together, all together. And what I'm going to be doing is just stringing them through the machine all in one go. I'm using an industrial, but the same exact process applies for a home sewing machine. So you can see I feed it through, but I don't pull it out. I just start exactly on the next one. I leave a little bit of a gap between the two, just so that when it comes to cutting them, it's a little easier. So I'm just going to do 5 all together, but you can do as long of a string as you like. You just keep on going, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, just getting it all done. So no back tack at the beginning and end, because you're going to catch that stitch on the next time you go through. And now I'm just going to do the second stitch line to create the casing for the wire. I'm using just like the presser foot as my guide. That's all the distance that is needed. I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm not going to do a back tack or anything. I'm just going to carry it right on to the next one, all just in one long line. Then I'm going to insert the wires. Sometimes the wires come out a little curved. It's a lot easier to insert the wires if they're straight. You can do that by hand, or my husband's idea was just give it a roll. You can skip this step entirely voluntarily. He does it much better than I do. You just using a little friction. There, it's straight. Obviously it helps if you get them that way. And then all I'm doing, sometimes it's a little tricky, sometimes it goes really easy, and I'm just inserting it straight into the casing. This one I've already straightened a little bit. Sometimes it takes but we did find it's better to sew the casing and then insert the wire than to try and do the wire and then do the second seam. Okay, wire. Now I'm just going to sew the bottom edge. Notice that this is all still attached and it's one string, obviously, however long that is, 50, whatever. If I go, same exact process, just feeding them right on through. No back tacks necessary. That's my husband's alarm. It's a rooster crow. And then what you'll do for the next step before you start your pleating, you will need to just snip all of these on both sides. Obviously I'm just doing 5. If people are prepared to work in pods, it can be a great way for, some people are doing one set of tasks while another people are doing the same set of tasks. All this can all be done at the same station. Now I'm ready to do my pleat. I work from where the wire is down and we pleat under, just 3 pleats. And we're going to use exactly the same technique, just stringing them together. The only trick is to just get your next pleat before you go over that pleat. 1, 2, 3, done. Now I'm just queuing up the next one, same exact process on the pleats, even as I do on the original edges. You'll get a feel for how big to make those pleats. We're not going for perfect. I don't try to put too much at the top there, but yeah, I don't really have a science for that. Just pleat as you go. And I've also done, you know, pleated 30, 40 at a time, stringing them all together. It doesn't seem to be too bad. Again, still leaving that little bit of distance so that you have some space to snip. Let's turn. Let's go down the other side. Now you're just doing it in reverse. Doing the exact same thing, but in reverse. Again, still no back tacks or anything, because this is all going to be caught in the strap anyway. That's just me hitting the backspace button with my thumb, with my finger accidentally. Not the backspace button, the back tack. There, and then all I would do, come and snip. So this is where just having that little bit of few stitches in between each is great. Ready to add the ties. Now I'm going to do the straps. Just pick one up. I find the middle. And then I just put the middle in the middle. Now I'm going to show you two ways. This is with our industrial, which has an automatic thread cutter. If you have an automatic thread cutter on your machine, this is great because it'll, especially if it'll do the automatic back tack at the beginning and end. So I'm just doing a single pass, and then I would just go on to the next one. So I can't, with the automatic cutter, I'm not stringing them quite as much. If you don't have an automatic cutter and you're just on a regular sewing machine, then the other way to do it that we experimented with, just find the half again. This time you do want to make sure you start with a back tack. Come down, turn it around, go back, back tack, and then of course you'd snip. So as my husband reminded me, not everyone it's easy to lift up the foot, because of course I have an automatic presser foot lifter. So if you don't do that and you don't want to lift up to turn around, then just do the same thing. Start, go down, and then if you just have a back button, a reverse button, just hit the reverse and go back, and you're done.